2 more shots maybe to the end zone. Underneath, it's Johnson. And he is able to break a tackle and get out of bounds and give Pittsburgh hope. End zone, Freiermuth, incomplete. Vikings win it.
And welcome to Interesting to See, your daily sports podcast about news, narratives, takes, and gambling. I am Nick, and I'll be honest with y'all. It was 26-0 at halftime. At halftime, college football halftime is too long, but NFL halftime is like 30 seconds too long. I fell asleep, and my phone, I woke up around 3 a.m. cuddling with my phone. I didn't make it through the game, but apparently it was 26-0 at halftime, then 29-0, and then the Steelers storm all the way back. And we have 2 conclusions. One, Big Ben is still fun. Actually, there are 3 conclusions. Another conclusion is that Kirk Cousins is really up and down, and he's certainly not worth what he's being paid. Conclusion number 3 is, boy, Chase Claypool's having himself a week. Yiggity yikes, Chase, buddy boy. I don't know. I'm trying to think of a better way. How do I say yikes in Canadian? That's the little Chase Claypool joke for those of you out there that know about that. So Chase Claypool did not come to play last night. It was one of the worst mental error games that I personally remember seeing from a single guy. So this is what happened. I think it was it last week or this week? I don't know. It's all running together around the holidays. It really does run together. Chase Claypool said in just regular old media availability that he thinks it would be cool if they could play music at practice. And then they asked Mike Tomlin about that, and Mike Tomlin's like, I think that maybe Chase should worry about what he is supposed to worry about, and I will worry about how practice works. And that was not a great thing to hear from your head coach, right? So then we come to this game, and Chase Claypool, I mean, there were 3 mistakes. I forget what one of the mistakes was. But there were 2 mistakes, one of which you will see on the internet because it was bad. The first mistake is that he had a catch. So offensive linemen and receivers and quarterbacks and defensive linemen, they go against the same like 2 or 3 people all game long. So he has a blocking rep. And one thing that everybody loves about Chase Claypool is that he can block. Notre Dame receivers can block because they are a running football team up in Notre Dame. So he's blocking, and this guy's like in his face. And then the next rep, he gets like an out route or something. And he goes to the sideline, gets the first down, and then he like puts his finger in the ear hole of the guy, just like a really quick swipe right in his ear hole, and then the guy shoves him. So Chase gets a taunting penalty. That knocks the Steelers out of field goal range and makes converting a 2nd and long, like 20-something. Completely. Or does he get the first down? I don't know. It was 2nd and like 20-something after the stupid penalty. He also did something else that was dumb. He had a really stupid penalty. So it's bad. And then he kind of pulls it together. He makes a crazy catch in which he's interfered with. The Steelers come all the way back, right? All the way back. They pull within a score, then the Vikings pull this play. So the Steelers 29-0. Then the game is 29-20. The Steelers had went for 2 to make it 29-27. They didn't get it, and then the Vikings, they come back with this play.
Reset the chains and take a little more time off this clock.
Play action pass.
Airs it out. Osborne downfield. He's got it.
Home
Touchdown
run.
Vikings. And coming away looking for a push-off is Cameron Sutton, no flag.
Definitely looked like a push-off to me. Regardless, it's not super-duper important, you know.
Touchdown, Minnesota.
So Minnesota gets a touchdown. They come back. Then the Steelers get another touchdown. Anyway, we're 2 minutes left in the game. And the Steelers have 99 yards to go. 99, 98, something, like a really long way to go. Chase Claypool, 4th and 1 at the Vikings 42-yard line. So I'm going to pull up the video here. You can see where it's happening on the field. So that's where it's on the field, right? See Chase right there at the bottom of the screen. There he is. So Chase makes this catch, and then he does the stupidest shit I've ever seen. There's 40 seconds left, and he makes the catch. He celebrates the first down. He does the whole point and drop the ball thing. Buddy, you're out of timeouts. There's 40 seconds left. You're on the 40-yard line. You need a touchdown and a 2-point conversion. Give the ball to your center, you moron. And this is on top of the other 2 stupid penalties you got, one of which was taunting on an out route. Just watch the video. It's bad. You're going to see it on the internet. Like, it is bad. This has 800,000 views, and it happened like 10 hours ago. All right, let's play it. I mean, it is just... Someone took a video. So the NFL did not put this highlight. I couldn't find the actual clip. This is from Warren Sharp, who just took a video of his TV, so the quality is what it is. Well, let's try again, Warren. You're not very good at this. And here we go. So watch him. There he is. He catches it. Look at that. First down, bud. And then he's, oh, shit, got to get to my center. And the center's like, dude, what are you doing? And then he drops it, and they give it to the ref, and then it gets kicked outside the numbers, and then Freiermuth has to track it down. Tick, 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 and spike with 24 seconds left. So from the time that he caught it, let's watch. From the time that he caught the ball, so there he is. He's got the catch. He's on the ground. So he gets up right here. It's 38 seconds. There are 38 seconds left in the game. Let's play it again. We'll get rid of the sound so you don't have to hear it. Ready, go. First down celebration. Tick, tick, tick. Center screwing around. Tick, 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 tick. Here they go, chasing the ball. Tick, tick, tick. And the ref is old. Tick, 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 tick. 14 seconds it took them to spike the ball on a 3-yard gain. Chase. It's going to be a tough week in the film room. The Steelers lose the game by the final score of 36-28. Pat Freiermuth, what a throw by Ben into triple coverage. Freiermuth had a shot at it. He's a rookie, so I guess we'll let him slide. It would have been a really impressive catch, but it also would have been like, just a normal NFL catch. Have really tragic news today. There's no real way to segue to this. Former Denver Bronco great Demaryius Thomas was found dead in his home. He's 33 years old. Just unbelievably sad. According to ESPN, so ESPN is reporting this, I think, and
4 Super Bowls, 6 AFC.
God damn it, Gronkowski. I love this commercial campaign with Gronkowski. Like, you're so stupid. No, it's just for the military. You're so dumb, though. It's cute, kind of. Anyway, so Demaryius Thomas was found dead in his home at 33 years old. It's tragic. ESPN is reporting that it's a medical situation. People... it's kind of like a sudden medical issue. And if they're reporting sudden medical issue, I went to journalism school, that means that it was not some sort of, right now it looks like it wasn't some sort of really intense tragedy like a death by suicide, which is how you're supposed to say that, death by suicide or completing suicide. No one commits suicide. That's not an appropriate way to talk about it. It is also not an overdose death, because overdose deaths would, the nomenclature, the things that you would read, the language that is used in journalism is died suddenly, or there's no explanation. But if there's an explanation from authorities to someone like ESPN or TMZ or Fox, that means that there wasn't one of those two things right now. And if there was a crime that was committed and the police were investigating a crime, then that, if there was an open investigation, then they would have to say something like foul play expected, or police are investigating the situation, but that we don't have any reports of that right now. It is tragic. He's 33. He's a first-round pick of the Broncos, I want to say 2009? I think he got there before Von Miller. Von Miller's second overall pick in 2011. He's famous. He made one of the most famous plays in NFL history, and I have that queued up for you here if you'd like to watch it. This is the playoffs in Tim Tebow's rookie year. Remember Tebow Mania? Tebow Mania was crazier in the NFL than it ever was in college. He's one of the best college players of all time, but this was just bananas. So it's the first year of new overtime rules in the National Football League, and those rules are, if you receive the opening kickoff in overtime and you score a touchdown, the game is over. If you don't score a touchdown, your opponent gets the ball. Whether you score a field goal or not, your opponent gets the ball. So this is literally the first play of overtime. And it's the Steelers and the Broncos have willed their way to the playoffs at 8-8, and the Steelers are a far, far better team. So let's check in. Demaryius Thomas, one of the greatest plays in NFL history. It's got to be top 20, top 50 in the first round of the playoffs. Here we go.
And here we go. First snap of the overtime. The Broncos have been in 3 overtime games this year. They won them all. Got him at the 40. It's
stiff
Thomas
arm.
At the 50. Stiff arm got him free to the 30, to the 20. Thomas to the 10. Denver's going on to New England. They win it on the first play of overtime.
Unbelievable scene. To cap Tebow Mania with a walk-off home run, Demaryius Thomas Just unbelievable walk-off. RIP to DT. He was a really great player. I think he ended up playing with the Texans, the Jets, and perhaps the Patriots at one point in time, I want to say. So that's a real bummer. Rest in peace. Thoughts and prayers to the family, medical issues. I'm dealing with this in my personal life with my brother-in-law. When you get to be 30, you have to go to the doctor. And even so, that might not be enough. Okay, so let's move on to not making excuses, just making excuses. C.J. Stroud, quarterback for Ohio State, who is a Heisman Trophy finalist, says that he's not making excuses. But I'm not making excuses. But a lot of the Buckeyes had the flu during the Michigan game. And that kind of does matter, quote. And this is from a guy on Twitter named Griffin. So you know it's legit. Buddy, it's not great. I do like that, though, because the Michigan people are going to be super fussy that someone's making excuses and denying their win because they're just so temperamental at Michigan. It is absolutely hysterical. Michigan's in the playoff. Ohio State is not, and that is largely because apparently the Buckeyes had the flu. CJ, don't love that. Real quick hockey news. Saw this at the Hockey Hall of Fame. So they made silver shin pads for a guy. So in the Hockey Hall of Fame, if you have a record or if you do something really crazy, goals, assists, or whatever, they'll put a silver stick in your name. It's not the same thing as you being inducted to the Hall of Fame. This guy, Chris Russell, has silver shin pads in the Hall of Fame because he has the most blocked shots in NHL history. That's hockey for you. I love that. We'll get to some basketball news. I guess it's just like a basketball highlight. And this is before we get to our NFL preview, which is coming up right now. Had a buzzer beater last night. Purdue is the number one basketball team in the country. This is why rankings are stupid. College basketball must be the most bullshitted ranking system of all time. We think that college football is unranked, but at least you can Google stuff on that. And college basketball, people are literally just making it up. And the college basketball nerds, they just project stuff. Like, how is it possible that Wisconsin's not ranked? Like, dude, I don't know. Nobody knows. It's college basketball. Who cares? All right, so here it is. Purdue on the road. Big Ten play has started. They're at Rutgers. Let's get the last 20 seconds of the game. Let's go.
To Stefanovic. Here he is.
This is Purdue trying to score.
Patient.
They're down by one. Purdue's down by one. Got it. 3 seconds left.
Answer. 3 seconds.
Rutgers got the ball.
No timeouts. Harper for the win. It counts at the buzzer.
I love it. Purdue officially a football school. First big buzzer beater of the year. Down goes number one Purdue. Got to love college basketball, sort of. A lot of people lost a lot of money on that game, according to the internet. Speaking of losing money, let's get to our NFL preview. So the Detroit Lions won their first game of the year last year. This week, something even more interesting is happening. One of the crazier injury reports you'll ever see. So the injury report, teams are required to release medicals. Either a player is on the report and they have limited practice, they have full participation in practice, or they did not practice. So they have to report what happened on Wednesday and Thursday and Friday. And on the Thursday injury report for the Detroit Lions, they had 21 players who didn't practice. Why? Some of them definitely nursing injuries. Some of them just needed a day off. But the majority of them have the flu. And it's going around to the point where this is irony, this is hilarious. They're using like last year's COVID protocols. Like everyone's wearing masks to prevent the flu. How about that? How about that? Also, for the first time in I want to say 20-something years, the guy that I have the stat from, where did he go? Oh, yeah. So for the first time, or since earlier that's the most that's happened for a single team on the injury report that anyone could find from teams having to release injury reports. This is juxtaposed to the Broncos, who for the first time since September 23 of this year, which was literally week 2, a team has no one on the injury report. So the Broncos have 0 injuries. The Lions have 21 people with the flu. So here's the thing about this that's important. The line for the game opened at -8. Then the Lions won, and then it moved to -7. So the Broncos are going to win by 7 is what Vegas is saying. And then this injury report came out, and it moved to 10 to 12, depending on what book you are betting on. I got it at 10. I didn't know it was available at 12. Damn it. Jared Goff had it and had a really kind of crappy press conference on Tuesday and Wednesday, and then he was back at practice on Thursday. It wasn't 100%. So that means if the majority of the Lions have it on Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, that most of them will be playing, and even if they're playing with the flu will suck, but they're pro athletes. Denver's offense is a joke, which is hilarious because everything they have on offense is great, except they have two trash quarterbacks. I love the movement in that line. I find it hilarious. I have the Lions. I'm a Lions fan, but also that's just such a big move for just the flu. I think the flu is impactful, but I also think a lot of this from Detroit is precautionary. I think no participation in practice is like sending a sick kid home when you're a teacher. Like, dude, just don't get me sick. That's what I think this was. I think it was preemptive. And look at that. Infection control. How about that? All right, let's run down the games. And I suppose we can run down my best bets, and then we'll preview all of the games. Look at this. I have a new feature for those. Look at that. My bet slip. Here, my best bets of the weekend are Lions plus 10. I have reasonable amounts on all these games. I'm not a pro, although one day I aspire to be. Detroit plus 10. I've got $15 to win $13.60. The New York Giants at Los Angeles Chargers. The over-under is 43 points in this game. The Giants are starting Jake Fromm, who they signed off the Bills practice squad. Jake Fromm famously came on the scene when he beat Notre Dame in Notre Dame as a true freshman at Georgia. He then never really panned out too much his true freshman year or sophomore year. He was really good at the beginning of his career. He never really panned out to be anything more than like a pretty good college quarterback. His arm is not great, but he's really smart. So the Giants kind of stole him from the Colts, I believe, or the Bills or the Patriots or somebody. It doesn't really matter. And now he's going to get a start because the Giants are a trash team and they don't have proper backup quarterbacks and they got their own quarterback hurt. They're in L.A., which is a dome, which is a great place for a guy like that to make his first start. I don't know what the weather's like in New York, but I know that the weather in a dome in Los Angeles is going to be fine. The total is 43. I don't think the Giants are going to score much, but I don't think that they have to get there. My take on this game is that the Chargers are much better and that there will be a lot of quick 3-and-outs for the Giants, and as a result of that, there will be points. My only fear is that if the Giants are able to get a couple first downs per possession on the ground, the clock's going to run. 40 is pretty easy. I think Los Angeles could get to 30 on their own, and you only need like a freak play. I don't love this bet, but it is one of my best bets. I mean, they're professional football teams. The Chargers aren't great. They play really weird, messy games. I also have Green Bay minus 12.5. Actually, I got it at 11.5. This is incorrect. I got it at 11.5 over Chicago. Chicago sucks, and Green Bay is awesome. I think Green Bay should be favored by like 19. Honestly, it's going to depend how bored they get and when they want to start running the clock out. Chicago, I have no idea how they're going to score. Justin Fields, people think that Justin Fields might start, and that makes it worse. Like, he is a better quarterback in the future, but he's a far worse quarterback now. Andy Dalton started a lot of games in the National Football League. The Bears are a mess. Matt Nagy could get fired any day. He probably should have been fired already. My last best bet of the weekend is Arizona minus 2.5. They are hosting the Los Angeles Rams. The Cardinals went into SoFi and dummied the Rams earlier this year. I don't think anything's changed. The Rams have added Von Miller, but the Cardinals are really, really good. They're without J.J. Watt at this point in time, but they're just really, really good. They're the best team in pro football, probably. If not for a really stupid rout against the Packers, they probably beat the Packers, and they're, 10-1? I don't even know what the record is now. They have 2 losses. They're the best team in the NFL. So my best bets are Detroit plus 10, Giants Chargers over, Green Bay minus 12, Arizona minus 2.5. Let's get to all of the games. I guess we keep my bet slip up there. The first game that we're going to want to talk about last night, of course, the Steelers and the Vikings. What a mess. A lot of end of the Zimmer era is coming. End of the Roethlisberger era is coming. Big game over the weekend. Browns and Ravens. The Ravens and the Browns, no one knows if who's good. People are trying to give that division away for free. Ravens are 8-4. I think the Browns are. I should probably get their records. Yeah, I mean, that seems like important data to have. I mean, do we need the line? We can get that. We can go back and forth from the line, I suppose. Ravens and Browns, 6-6, 8-4. So this is a pretty big game. That's one of the divisional games that matters the most. That's going to happen this weekend. The Ravens and the Browns. The other one that I'm really interested in, that everyone's really interested in, 1 p.m. kickoff. Cowboys at Washington. The Cowboys are leading in that division, but it's far closer than they're comfortable with. The Cowboys, objects in mirror are closer than they appear. The Eagles are 6-7. The Washington football team is 6-6, and the Cowboys are 8-4. The Eagles on their bye this week, which is so stupid that byes are this late. So it's a whole thing happening in that division. I think multiple teams are going to go to the playoff in that division, but hey, that's just me. In that game, the Washington football team are 4.5-point underdogs at home. Oh, yeah, 4.5. That's crazy. Crazy line right there. The Panthers are 2.5-point favorites over the Falcons. The Falcons have a much better top end of their roster. I don't know about that. They're both of these teams are technically still alive. The Falcons seem like they could actually do stuff because they have a quarterback. The Panthers panicked last week and they fired their offensive coordinator, Joe Brady. Saints and Jets. The Jets are 3-point underdogs against the Saints. Again, another game where the Jets can't score, but they also can't stop anybody, so we'll see. Heard on a podcast that the Jets might actually start to just look into what it would be like to move on from Zach Wilson already, which is crazy. That's unbelievable. The Titans are 6-point favorites against the Jags. That's not enough. That might be a best bet for some of you out there. The Texans are 7-point home underdogs against the Seattle Seahawks. I don't know, Seattle. I mean, the Texans they're about to give up. They really want Aiden Hutchinson, apparently. The New York Football Giants, that line has moved. It was 6. It's now 10. Yeah, I love that against the Chargers. The Niners and the Bengals is a sneaky game that everybody likes. This is a game of the teams that nobody can figure out. The line was -3.5 for the Niners. It has moved to Niners -2. And once the line gets to 2 or 1 or less at that point, it's just a much better pick-em game. The money line situation pays out if you bet on the Bengals, but not enough to make them an underdog. So it's essentially a pick-em. I love the Bengals at that game. The Bengals are much tougher. Logan Wilson and Mike Hilton have been great additions for their defense. I love that. The Bills and the Bucs is going to be a great game. That's an afternoon game. It's in Tampa. Bills are desperate for a win. Tom Brady and Bill Belichick in 3 weeks have the ability to just crush the souls of the Buffalo Bills. Belichick did it last Monday night, and now they got to go to Tampa and play Tom Brady, and then they have Belichick again next week. The Bucs are favored by 3.5. The Bucs are a very good team. They have one Achilles heel. They can't stop the pass, which is fine because the Bills bombs away. I love the Bills money line here. Not enough to bet it myself because I'm scared, but I like the Bills to go into Tampa and get an upset. And also because nothing is predictable this year. Some things are obvious. Like in a normal year, you'd say like, well, the Bills are bleeding. The Bucs are good. The Bucs are going to win. Not this year, man. Weird shit happens this year. The Bears, Sunday Night Football, everybody is in agreement that this is a war crime and that this game should not be happening on Sunday night. It should have been flexed out for Rams, Cardinals, or Niners, Bengals, or Washington, Cowboys, or like a pretty much 7 or 8 other games. But here we are. Sunday Night Football to watch Aaron Rodgers play the Bears probably perhaps one last time. And then Monday Night Football, Rams and Cardinals. We already talked about that. The over-under on that game is 51. There are 4 players who could win MVP, all of which are playing in really big spots. I guess there are 5. Aaron Rodgers could win. I don't know if the reporters will give it to him because it was COVID stuff. But Allen versus Brady is a big MVP game to watch. And Rams versus Cardinals is a big MVP game to watch. And then the Packers playing the Bears. But you got Stafford versus Murray. You got Allen versus Brady. Right now, the betting favorites are in this order: Brady, Allen, Murray, and then Stafford and Mahomes are right there too. Chiefs, of course, they play the Raiders. Oh, that might be a best bet for me. That line has moved. That's moved back too, though. The Raiders are at the Chiefs. The line is -10.5. I don't know, man. The Chiefs are weird. Like are they gonna score enough points to beat a team by 10 that has like a starting quarterback? I don't know. I really don't know. Army-Navy game is this weekend. I actually don't know where it is this year. Where's the game at? I actually don't know. I used to live in Philadelphia. Man, when it was in Philly, it was pretty sweet. I love watching the singing of the alma mater. It's just such a classic football game. They're able, 2 teams that can commit to playing old school football. The game is in New York City. Well, it's not in New York City. It's in New Jersey. At MetLife Stadium, Army are 4-point favorites on some sports books. I like Navy then. Screw it. Army honoring 9/11. Navy, their uniforms are sick too. We will review that game and much more on Monday when we get to it. Sorry, this one is probably the longest show of all time. Like, rate, review, subscribe, make all of your friends listen to it. All right, see you Monday.